don't really need to see this movie. Anybody who's driven through East Texas has lived the Crazies.
That's what I was going to say, man. This is my worst fear all over again, getting stuck in some small town and bumfuck.
Yeah, you see
bunch
people.
of guys chasing your car with big teabag signs. It's just, whoa!
What kind of small Texas towns are you in, my man?
Ones I never go to
anymore.
Hey, don't insult the Crazies just yet.
No, that's any given weekend in a small East Texas town. What you see, people walking on a baseball field with guns, people shooting each other and starting fires in the street. That's after any football game.
I actually thought this was a movie about all your ex-girlfriends getting together.
Aw,
really.
man, you went a long way for that one.
Really, I don't think I went very far at all.
Had to get on Google Maps to find that joke.
And there's no street view.
But no, this is what George Romero's movie at first.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Well, it's a remake of his movie.
Right. And it feels like somebody looked at the remake of Dawn of the Dead and said, look, let's take this movie of George Romero's that, is respected as an idea, but really wasn't all that great of a film. It was one of the lesser of his movies. And that was already sort of an analog to the zombie thing. And do it now kind of the same way we did updated Dawn of the Dead. And it really does look like that. I mean, the only difference between these people and zombies is that theoretically they're not dead first. I mean, their faces are looking all weird, and their eyes are bulging, and they want to kill you, and they're stupid. So, what?
No, it's like that Garth in his comic book series, Crossed. It looks like to me. But it's just funny. I look at that scene with the black guy and the sheep just shaking and twitching, and I'm like, I don't think he's one of the crazies. He's just like, I got to get away from all these crazy white people.
Why did I move to this town?
I'm watching that scene, and I'm seeing the sheet go up and down, and hearing him go, and then he pulls a face, and his eyes are all shut tight. I don't think he's trying to get out of the town. I think he was looking for a moment alone.
I know you want to drive him. He's driving him crazy because the guy was like, "Damn, I was almost there, man." I mean, I think who's that?
Kind of like when your roommate walks in.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
who's this in the movie?
Is Timothy Oliphant? Is he? Does he have a clause?
Wait, hold on. I think Timothy Oliphant grabbed the wrong part of that sheet when he pulled it.
It's like, get it, brother, get some privacy in there.
Yeah, please.
Can you see me turning Japanese over here?
And he looked up at her and said, like, you got to play a sheriff again? What is with you, dude? Just join the police force already. This is like his third sheriff.
Yeah, I've got to discuss the oil fent in the room there, huh?
Jesus Christ, you just had to, didn't you?
Yep.
No, I think all these people going crazy in this movie because they had to sit through Hitman. I think Timothy Oliphant was at the premiere.
That would be enough.
Yeah, hey, put the gun down. No, you made me watch this shit. Killing all you motherfuckers. But no, it's we were talking about this a while back, Carlisle and I, and it was like, if any movie kind of deserved a remake, it's this movie. I mean, because as we said, the first one, not a big budget, not really that good of a film. I don't mind seeing movies like that be remade again if they can do something better with them.
It's the Ocean's 11 principle. It's like, hey, the original wasn't that great, but it was a good idea. So let's do it now with a bigger budget.
No, it's not the Ocean's 11 principle because the remake was not that good either.
You're the guy who doesn't like it, and that's just you.
Then I will be that guy. I'm the crazy, all right?
Yeah. Come on, I'm running.
So I didn't see the original. What's turning everybody crazy, as it were?
Well, I think it's a chemical spill or something that's driving everybody crazy.
Well, it's a government thing.
Yeah.
And the government comes in and closes off the town, and then shit goes nuts because that's what's really great about the original is that it's a paranoid thriller at the beginning of 70s paranoia. I mean, this was really at the dawn of us being paranoid of government and distrusting government. It was the first time in our history where we really felt that and saw that in film. And so it was this really cool, creepy kind of film that was very effective in its day, but did not hold up over time. It didn't have a good budget. The plot was a little shaky. The acting was kind of bad. It was early Romero. What are you going to do? I mean, Romero learned his craft making films like The Crazies.
Yeah, again, a government thing in his southern town. I mean, I'm sure if the Obama election happened, that's what we see in this movie is what happened. Just motherfuckers running the street, burning shit.
Any government bigger than a redneck with a badge and a gun is like, nope, sorry.
Get them revenuers off my property.
A black president? I'm crazy.
I don't know. I think that's why the government's kind of come in is they going around and asking people, what do you think Glenn Beck makes sense? I think everything he says is perfectly plausible. We found another one, Bill. What do you think of Sarah Palin? I think she's a great.
Yeah. But nah, you know, in this one, I guess one of the things that's better too is like these people the makeup effects are better. You know, these people are actually turning grotesque and look like they're turning lizard people and shit. So I don't know.
Turning to lizard people?
I don't know.
You have a lizard people thing?
Yeah, why not?
They just look dehydrated to me.
Yeah, somebody needs to feed a brother some water.
I mean, seriously.
And leave him alone when he's jerking off. Seriously, what the hell was that?
A Gatorade truck could drive through that town and solve all that.
That was the cure.
Just splash everybody down.
It's got
It turns out
electrolytes.
to be the lemonade truck from the end of Cabin Fever.
The trailer does start off during a baseball game with some crazy person walking across the field. So, you know, it's like, yeah, maybe he was just looking for some refreshment.
Hey, man. And
He's out of electrolytes.
well, yeah, that's what I said. And if I've learned nothing from TV, is that when white people drink Mountain Dew, they can do anything.
We can.
That's like, just drive up with a truck full of Mountain Dew and pass it around, and everybody be happy. They'll be snowboarding in the wheat. Code
Red, man. Code Red. It's a secret to everything.
So that's what happened in this town. Man. Everybody had too much Gatorade and like, to the extreme! Kaboom! Yeah! They're fucking like snowboarding with body parts. Yeah, man, I'm all hopped up.
When I bite into a York peppermint patty, that's someone's arm, George. Stop.
Yeah, what is it with you people? You white people.
Oh, great! Now it's the Percy Jackson review all over again.
No, I just want to know what it is about the things that you eat that make you like just have super strength. Because things that we eat just give us diabetes.
But yeah, Mountain Dew and Juicy Fruit gum
And peppermint patty. You know, y'all.
I mean, it's like Popeye eating spinach.
God
damn.
damn! You think that's tough? You better you wait around and see what we'll do for a Klondike bar.
I was about to say, yeah. Apparently,
You better get out of the way.
I will cut a bitch for a Klondike bar.
I'll kill every bitch in this town for a goddamn Klondike bar.
For a Klondike
That's how
bar.
this happened.
No!
These people aren't crazy. They're just a bunch of white people coming on a bus. They went to the convenience store there, and they're like, "Yeah, do you have any Klondike bars?" Nope.
It's a fucking Klondike campaign gone wrong. But yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to the film. I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it looks like it might be a really fun time. I mean, we hope anyway. It's so hard to tell with horror movie trailers, but you know, like I said, in the context of looking at what they did with Dawn of the Dead, this gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Sure, but looking at the context of what they did with Legion, not so much.
Yeah.
Legion.
Just because I thought, look, it's pretty exciting from the trailer. And then y'all saw it and said, like, yeah, it's pretty boring.
Yeah, but this is different. This is Brett Eisner who did Sahara, which was a lot of fun. Used Rainn Wilson before anybody else really had a grasp on how to use him, and he was hilarious in that film. Got the best out of those actors, and I think he could do that again here. He's definitely assembled a cool cast. So.
Despite a mediocre track record, Timothy Olyphant really is pretty cool.
No, he is.
And he's just waiting for the right movie.
He's got a lot of really cool movies and a great TV show. For
Great
fuck's sake.
TV show.
Yeah, one of the best ever.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's got, the thing is, he's never had a starring role that exploded, and it would be cool to see this work for him. But I mean, he's done a lot of great. Hell, he was in Go. He was in Broken Hearts Club.
He's in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of good stuff. He just was in a lot of mediocre stuff too.
True.
And he hasn't been sold to the American public at large yet as a movie star.
Yeah.
And I think we all want him to. He's awesome. So kill some crazies there, Tim. I'm rooting for you. There's a Klondike bar for you at the end of this massacre. Come get some.
Yeah, it's a fucking Klondike promo gone wrong. Man, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
You have a Klondike bar.
That guy under the sheet is like, man, I'm not crazy. I'm just horny. And you're ruining my mood right now.
David, there's somebody outside.
Military started shooting town folk.
We gotta get out of here, guys!
Crazies!
Hold on. My nose is bleeding. Does this look right?
No, yours is just drunk. That's in the movie it was called by toxins. Well, I guess it's the same thing with you.
Yeah,
So yours came out of a
toxin.
Yeah, yours came out of a bottle.
Yeah, if you see me walking around with bloodshot eyes, don't just shoot me just yet.
Yeah. Well, this movie takes place in Iowa, and it has a bunch of gun-toting white people, which always was the case of the crazies to me.
That's like that under normal conditions anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, shit, that's crazy every day for them. To them, that ain't nothing. A toxin falls in an Iowa town, they ain't gonna feel nothing. They'll be like, what? We sick? I don't feel anything. Yeah. Kablam!
Yeah, I'm sure the army was like, you guys have actually been infected for 3 weeks now. We just never realized it.
Really? Woo!
Yeah, this is the last town you want to be in when the make you really, really angry and want to kill everyone virus comes in, because they're all already armed. They're walking around with guns bristling off them. You're like, it's like going to market with your shotgun strapped on your back. What the fuck is it? Did something happen? No, it's just Tuesday.
In this movie, it's a remake of George Romero's movie, which came out in what?
Right after Dawn of the Dead, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that like 1973?
Way before most of our listeners were born.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, really? There was another movie called The Crazies?
No one was alive then.
Wait a minute, right?
The Stone Age.
And
when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
When you said it came out right before Dawn of the Dead, they're like, what, like 5 years ago? No, not that one.
Not that one. Although they definitely want you to think about that Dawn of the Dead. Case in point, the movie starts out with the Johnny Cash song.
Oh yeah.
Much like famously the Dawn of the Dead remake did, which was so unexpectedly fantastic. And as I'm watching this, I couldn't help but feel they were really going after that same feeling and that same atmosphere.
Well, hey dude, Walk the Line starts out with a Johnny Cash song, and that wasn't a remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, but Ray did. And Walk the Line was a remake of Ray, so
okay, fair enough. Yeah. So if you have a Johnny Cash song in your movie, it's clearly a remake of something.
No. Now, if they do a sequel to Walk the Line and Johnny Cash comes back as a zombie and they play one of his songs at the beginning, then there's something going on here.
Then it's all connected.
It's all connected, comes back around, full zombie circle.
I don't know if I can shoot Johnny Cash even if he was a zombie. I'm like, come on. Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Let him go.
The Man in Black.
On the attack. Yeah, you be the first one to go to.
Yeah, probably. Hey guys, look, I'm being eaten by Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I know.
And it's awesome.
I came down in the rain.
Do you even know a Johnny Cash song?
Don't need to know one. That's a zombie Johnny Cash singing. That's the real. He's not gonna sound the same.
I love it. You got to sit through Walk the Line and Walk Hard, and you still ain't learned one Johnny Cash song.
Don't need to. Y'all know what I was talking about. But anyway, coming back to this film, George Romero, 1973, they made a remake of this. Now, it does sort of follow in the theme of zombies, except here they're not dead. I guess here it's a small town in Iowa. Timothy Oliphant plays the sheriff in the town.
What? Timothy Oliphant is a sheriff? When does that ever happen?
Oh, that's crazy. But no, so he starts to notice like people are just kind of becoming violent for no reason. At a baseball game, a guy comes out in the field with a gun. People start repeating the same thing over and over again. Finally, he becomes really suspicious when a guy burns his family up in a house, and he notices like, hey, you know what? There's definitely something going on in the water here. And then upon research, he discovers that, something has seeped into the water because of a plane crash, and it's starting to have a very psychotic effect on the citizens.
Yeah, I love the way you say that. It's like, and the guy goes crazy and kills people, and then some more people do it, and then the guy burns his house down, and then he starts to go, that's peculiar.
I didn't think anything of it, but of all the women here, his wife was the least bitchy. Something must be
Something must be wrong here. But no, it's I have to say, man, the movie, while I don't think it's as good as the remake of something like Dawn of the Dead, this keeps going so fast that I had a lot of fun with it. I know it's funny to say about a movie that's just pretty much about death and destruction, but I really did have a lot of fun.
For a movie that doesn't really actually have a lot of character development, I really felt these characters. Like they seemed like real people. I was with them, felt the paranoia, felt the tension all the way through. And it was such a, throughout it, it's carrying that, what the fuck do we do? And every time they make a move and you might think, oh, they shouldn't have done that. Something happens where you realize they had no choice. Matter of fact, if they had made that dumb move, they would have been dead.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it's got that classic caught between a rock and a hard place situation too. Yeah. So it's doubly tense. Not only are you dealing with the equivalent of zombies, which are the townspeople who just all they want to do is fucking kill you any way they can, when you get infected. They're also dealing with the fucking government who are everywhere and are getting ready to shoot anyone in the town because fuck that, they're infected.
Well, that's what the scary thing about this movie is, and I think that's one of what makes this movie so good is that it's not about the people that are going crazy in the film that you really have to worry about.
That's true, because you barely see them.
No, they hardly run into any of these so-called crazies in the movie, as the government dubs them, or the army does, but they run into the military more. So it's actually the sane, what we perceive as the sane human beings in the guise of the military that we have to be afraid of. And they are scary.
I would say they're the crazies.
Facility is currently under command and control.
What does it mean? Judy, what does it mean?
They're checking for elevated temperatures.
Farnham was bleeding from the nose, so was Rory.
Well, cerebral hemorrhaging, it's got to be some kind of virus.
Look, I'm a sheriff. She's a doctor. You know these people. What's going on here? Would you just tell us what's going on? Maybe we could actually help you.
Well, they capture the spirit of the original one, which I will say is a lesser Romero film. But what Romero always used to do, hey, I'm doing a horror film, but I'm also talking about society. And he makes this, you can tell they're trying to capture that bit of it. I mean, the way all the military guys are wearing gas masks, they're all so universally just this faceless form. They are the government.
They could be an alien invasion.
Exactly. They could be anything. And they're just merciless, and they don't have any humanity of their own, really. In many ways, the Crazies are still more human than they are. But we follow these characters through, this adventure of trying to escape this town, which is blockaded at every single turn by the military, and them trying along the way while they're hiding out, they're Crazies popping out every nook and crevice and rice paddy and everything,
It's like a shooting gallery.
Yeah. And what's funny about this to me, okay, now I'm not really bitching about this, even though if a lesser horror film, I probably would bitch. But every single set piece is preceded by Timothy Olyphant turning to his wife and saying, "Wait here."
That's true. You wait here, and we're going to separate while I go do this other thing.
So why would you do that? Why is that place more safe than wherever the fuck you're going? It doesn't make any sense. Stay with her.
Well, that is another element. It's like the tension ratchets up, and they are kind of start to lose it. But then that makes you wonder, hey, are you losing it because this is a fucked up situation, or are you losing it because you sick?
Well, it does give this air of paranoia, because it doesn't indicate sickness by what we see in most movies like this, by a nosebleed or a deformity or something weird going on with your face or something physical. I mean, the moment you start to lose your temper, it's like you could be sick. I mean, you could be
one of the crazy.
Yeah, or you could just be a dude who's enormously stressed out by the situation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a scene where where Timothy Olyphant's in the car, and I mean, guys are gonna be guys no matter what kind of situation it is, because even when they're trying to get away out of a small car wash, she's like, "Honey, just find that road over there." And he's like, "Bitch, if you don't quit bugging me right now, what magic road am I supposed to fucking get on right now?" And even I'm thinking "Oh shit, he's sick. He's got the crazies."
Yeah,
no, I was thinking, he's married.
In that kind of if you happen to find yourself in this kind of situation, do not be a guy. Be calm. Or at least don't give your wife a gun, because the moment you tell her, it's like, "Bitch, I know where I'm going." Kablam!
Yep. Even when the cops show up, she go he was sick.
He was sick.
Even the GPS in the car was going, "Man, smack the bitch."
But no, it's I like that about it. The thing I don't like about it, though, is what I don't like about most horror movies. I mean, and
blood geeks me out.
Oh, no, it's too bloody. First of all, there were too many jump scares. Let me get established. I give a movie 1 and say, okay, you get that one. This
really?
One
you only give them 1?
Yeah, seriously. Because it's too easy to do that. I mean, after years and years and years complaining about this, it's to even give it 1 for me is a stretch. But yeah, even when there's nothing going on, I mean, Timothy Olyphant's wife is just trying to come get him for dinner. It's
that was one of the best jump scares in the whole movie.
Jump scares are all about how they're structured into it. I mean, there's ones that are retarded because they've been used for so long, meow, the cat shit. These things Well,
I'm with you on jump scares, how much I don't like them, but I gotta say, I thought most of these, 90% of them were very effective.
I didn't like them, but I could see how, I just have a very big personal thing against them, but I could see how they work in this film because the tension is thick. And when it is this thick, I mean, anything can scare you. So and maybe that's why I don't like it, because I felt like, that was just a cheap way when it was already tension filled. But
you're wasting your popcorn.
But
that's another $4.
That's why I hate him, because it keeps making me waste money.
He hates that moment where he's got to look around and go, I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared.
I want to remember something.
No, that's the thing. I'm gonna jump at them, but it's like at this point, it's not even like the scare anymore. It's just because they just built the music up. It just gets loud. That's all. But here's the other thing that I really just stand firm on that I didn't like in this movie, and they do this in a lot of films. This is the kind of movie where whatever the villain is, whether it be a human being or a zombie or whatever, if they arch their back and raise their weapon up too high, that means a bullet's coming.
Yeah.
It's like you could see it coming. To me, that takes away the tension of thinking that anybody's in danger. It's like once they raise that pitchfork, it's like, oh, a bullet's gonna fly.
No, that was the biggest fault of this film. I felt like there's too many, like it uses a lot of familiar tropes, but most of the time it uses them really well. That was one of those things they do multiple times that it's like, come on, man, we totally see this coming. This is it's too obvious the way you're playing this one. I mean, and the same thing with, like I was saying, like, you wait here, I'm going to go do this. It's like we all know as we're watching it what's going to end up happening.
Another thing is like that deputy who's played by, I think this guy's British. I'm not going to say because apparently I can't tell my Brits from my Irish to my
Australians.
Scots, Australians.
They don't mind.
Joe Anderson.
You can just say whatever. They don't mind.
Okay, they don't care. They all got the same accent to me.
Yeah.
No, Joe Anderson, another fucking ass Brit coming in here and taking our jobs. I mean,
our jobs.
Taking our job. They're taking everything. No, he plays the deputy in the movie.
Yeah.
And that deputy boy,
he's really good.
Timmy, he was. I like that character a lot. Timothy Olyphant should have married him because Timothy Olyphant was his bitch because he kept saving his ass in all these scenes, and that's another thing I thought kind of got old after a while.
But okay, you keep harping on these things, but a lot of times those things happen in the beginning and then they got addressed later. Like the whole thing with him saving Timothy Olyphant.
It came
comes into play later on in
Yeah.
the movie.
I know it
very
does.
Important part.
And in a way that's like, in fact, in such an important part, I thought that was one of the most interesting parts of the film, one of the cruxes, because even as you're watching that, even as that whole scene resolves itself, that sequence, you go, huh, were they actually? Because when you go back to your head and piece together everything that happened, you're like, you know what? There's no saying for sure that person actually was.
Now,
fact.
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. It's the way they did it. Like, I understand they addressed it, but that dude, I mean, he could have been across like a mile away, and if Timothy Olyphant was attacked, he was there. There's a scene where he's like across the street out of the house, and Timothy Olyphant gets saved, and he looks out the window, and the sheriff is just out there across the street. Hey, Timothy Olyphant could have been taking a shit on the toilet, and if he was attacked, a fucking rifle barrel would have came out the fucking commode and shot somebody.
But you think about it. Timothy Olyphant has his wife, and the other little girl, she has her boyfriend. This deputy, he's got nobody.
Yeah.
He only hangs out with Timothy Olyphant. He's got a crush on him.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, this is like another Gomer Pyle Sergeant Carter thing, where it's not addressed, but he clearly has a crush on him.
Yeah, and they even, at one point, the sheriff's like, look, who are you? I'm the deputy. And who am I? I'm the sheriff. Yeah. And that means you watch my ass.
Yeah. Yeah, they pretty much say it just like that.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying when you said, this is such a good movie on so many other levels. You're kind of disappointed that the tropes that it does borrow are a little obvious at times. And yeah, I kept thinking about that on the way home from this.
Well, like I said, there's a lot more to praise about this movie than there is to complain about.
Sure.
For example, Rhoda Mitchell. I mean, that girl has not got enough credit, man. She is hot.
Yeah.
That girl's always bad. I've always had a crush on her ever since I remember
Pitch Black.
I remember seeing her in Pitch Black, and I've always thought that she would be bigger than what she is. But and after so many years, there's that scene where she's coming out the house, and she's got that nice dress on. I'm just like, God damn, this girl is hot.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you'd cross a field of zombies to go back and save her.
That's what Timothy Olyphant did, and had it been any other
That's
chick,
what he did. I don't know if you would have done that.
I probably would have, had it been anybody else.
You ran into some other girl on the way and just been like, well, 6 of one, half a dozen of another, and a bird in the hands worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah. There had to be at least one hot girl in here, though. It's not like they were going to have him married to Kathy Bates or something,
Oh, had it been Kathy Bates,
had to be someone.
she would have been zombie food. She can make it.
Although, wouldn't you want to
She's
see the
tough.
horror movie like this, where Kathy Bates is the one who saves everyone, where she's the badass fucker who's like, come with me if you want to live, bitches.
Oh yeah, I would.
I think that'd be awesome. And she grabs Rona, what's her name?
Mitchell.
Rona Mitchell, and kisses her. Let's go.
You want to live? You're my bitch. Come on. And before we wrap this up, I want to give the movie credit for actually making the zombie scary, because you know what's scarier than a zombie is an educated zombie.
Yeah, exactly. When they can think.
Yeah.
Somebody's who out there just to kill and commit homicide.
Well, I mean, you know, a zombie, you can just kind of close the door, and they don't even know how to open the doorknob half the time. But these zombies in here, I mean, these motherfuckers, they can top people. They not only can they top people up, but they can top people up in 2 minutes. I mean, a complicated ass, like, it would take you 3 weeks to earn that Boy Scout badge to try to get that knot done. But there's a scene where Timothy Olyphant turns away for 5 minutes, and his wife, you see the zombie in the background. You think the zombie's going to, like, lurch and bite her neck. No, Timothy Olyphant comes in the room, and the bitch is tied up with a gag on. And he's like, huh? And the zombie's like, eh.
Well, see, that's another thing about it. It's like what I really liked about this movie, besides all these other things we named, is the surprises. Little things that would come out of someplace, and you'd be like, oh, did not see that coming. Oh, that's so effective. Not going to give anything away, but I'm just saying the scene with the knife, the scene with the helicopter. It's just stuff like that where it's like, God damn. Oh, and the doctor's blade for brain surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even the appliances had the crazies.
They had a lot of fun with the sight gags and with the kills themselves. Like almost every kill is really creative and something you haven't seen exactly like that before. I mean, yeah, they were like, why just do something we've seen a billion times before when we could actually, you know, spend some time thinking about each one. And it does work on that level. I think what I liked a lot too is that, like I was saying about the political underpinnings of the whole thing, some people are going to come out and say, don't you think it's ridiculous? The government would never do that. And you're like, you've obviously never heard of the Tunguski experiments. Tuskegee, sorry. Yeah,
what you say, but you just fucked it all them Jim Butsky experiments.
Where they infected a whole test group with syphilis on purpose, or many other examples where they've done it. Yes, they would. This is not all that far-fetched.
the Jim Buttkiss experiment. What the fuck experiment are you talking about?
I couldn't remember the name of it.
Hey, you got the goddamn crazies right now.
That's it. I'll kill you.
It just affects your tongue, though. That's all.
It's part of the experiment. It's that syphilis kicking in.
God damn it.
That's how top of the experiment.
I don't want to die like Al Capone.
No, the director of this is Brett Eisner, who I've heard say is what's his name?
Michael
Eisner, the former chairman of Disney. Is I heard that was his son. I don't know for sure. I know they got kind of the same teeth, but
a little nepotism thing going on.
Well, if that's the case, he grew up in just dead center in the middle of Hollywood, being able to walk on set wherever the fuck he wanted, probably. So it's no surprise to me that this is a very competently made film.
Yeah, no, he did a good job with this. I mean, really. You say that there's no character development. I mean, for a movie like this, because everybody's losing their fucking minds. That's why it can't be in character development.
But I wasn't knocking it for that. I'm saying, like, it's the kind of movie that doesn't have that kind of thing because it's got to get going. And yet I felt that those characters were fleshed out.
It tells you exactly what you need to know, very tersely, very briefly, and it gets it out of the way fast early on. And really, that is what it tells you is everything you do need to know.
But you get to learn about them as you go along. It's just, I'm saying, they didn't feel two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing I think really. This guy, he can direct actors very well. This is a situation where in an average horror movie where people are supposed to be scared and nervous about this situation, they can easily overact. I mean, there was no moment in this movie where I felt like anybody was going too far, overacting. In fact, nobody even really goes nuts in the film. I mean, maybe it's to be in contrast of the people who are supposed to be crazy, the people who are infected, but really some very subtle, dramatic performances, especially by Timothy Olyphant and Rodham Mitchell. I mean, they together, you don't hate them. In movies like this, whenever there's a group of people and they're in this kind of situation, they start to get so paranoid that they turn on each other.
Yeah.
And you start to hate everyone.
Right.
And in this movie, even though people turned on each other and they were paranoid, you kind of see where they're coming from. And the thing I like about it is that Timothy Olyphant, he still handles the situation calmly. And there's no one that in the middle of all this pressure that you just really are waiting for to die. You don't want any of these people to die. So, I mean, I guess we can get to the ratings here. Overall, you're going to laugh, but, I give this movie a matinee. Give it a very, very good matinee. Like I said, as you said, those tropes that I don't like are there, and I shaved some points off, but it is a very enjoyable film. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm somewhere caught between like a low full price and a high matinee. I mean, it'd be like a super high matinee. It's just that, at the end of the day, it is a horror movie. It's not anything that we haven't seen before, so it doesn't elevate it to that level where I go like, oh, goddamn, that's a full price. But it's definitely enjoyable. I can't see anybody not liking this movie.
Yeah. Well, what
did you?
Yeah,
You didn't actually say. You just said what it.
You
might
try to
give
slide out of here by not
I was hoping you guys would just decide for me.
Negro, we ain't crazy.
I'll kill you.
and that's the rating I would give it. You know what? Fuck it. Low full price.
You know, I am going to give my rating, so don't freak out. But I'm going to start by saying that yes, I hear what he's saying. I was there. I kept going back and forth. Low full price, high matinee. But the more I think about it after the fact, the more I really enjoyed it. Now, yeah, it's not that super, oh my God, Dawn of the Dead remake full price,
Sure.
but it is a low full price. Could have been a little bit better, but damn, was it unexpected and still pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any parting words? I don't know.
I'll kill you.
We're in trouble.
Is he dead?